Hello, everybody. You're listening to the Avanti Wellness Podcast, hosted by me, Lydia Smith, aka Butterflydia. I'm embarking on my own transformational journey, and my intention is to inspire, inform, and support you all along the way. My hope is that we are all learning something new with each episode. So let's meet today's guest. Hi, everyone. It's Lydia with the Avanti Wellness Podcast and YouTube channel. And today I get to introduce you to another Avanti Community Participant. I'm sitting here with Bibbi from Italy. Hi, Bibbi.
Ciao Lidia.
Come stai?
Bene, benissimo, grazie. Sono felice di essere qua con te. I'm happy to
Oh,
be here with you.
yes. Thank you. Thank you. And you guys, for who don't know, I actually still speak a little Italian. I understand a lot more than I can communicate, but we've been having fun getting on this call and getting to know each other better. So I can't wait for y'all to get to know Bibbi a little better too. And I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell us how she found the channel and anything about herself that she wants y'all to know. Okay.
Okay. All right, my name is Bibbi. Actually, I'm Swedish, but I live here in Italy since 30 years. Now in March, it's been 30 years. So I feel a little bit more Italian. My husband is Italian. He's more alien than it's Italian. Anyway, I'm so happy that I got into one of Lydia's videos before Christmas, shortly before Christmas, I think, or in the beginning of December. Anyway, because I saw a video of Barbara O'Neill where she spoke about the lymphatic system and the rebounder. So I starting to do my research, and luckily I found Lydia because she's been really inspiring for me. I started to do my rebounding on Christmas because I bought it as a Christmas gift.
Yeah,
So
and you didn't know about it before? You didn't know about rebounding before Barbara O'Neill?
no,
Okay,
no, no,
good.
no. And actually, she was speaking about 1 minute that it's good to open up the lymphatic system. And since I am on dialysis since more than 3 years, I have troubles with the ache in my legs, my knees, my feet. Some days it's really difficult to even walk properly. I feel like I'm 90 years old sometimes.
Do you mind telling them how old you are?
I'm 54.
Yes, we're
Almost,
the
we
same
have the
age.
same. Yeah. So I bought this rebounder. I started on Christmas only slowly, like 1 or 2 minutes at the time, but I'm really like in love with it. Like really, yeah, it's really funny. I mean, you can go up and jump a little. Jump is a big word. I do the health bounce or because I haven't done much the last 5 years since I got sick. I got more and more tired, and I stopped doing anything that was like physically tiring. So now, since when you're on dialysis, you are always inflamed. Your body is always inflamed, and that struck me before Christmas. When I was doing my research, that the lymphatic system does help inflammation. So, starting doing this exercise, I don't do much. I do like 5-7 minutes in the morning before I go to work. Then I do 5-10 minutes at lunch because I come home from lunch or before going to dialysis. And then I do what I can in the evening, like 10 minutes or 15, depends on how I feel. I don't do it the days I do the dialysis though. But I I still have ache in my legs, but not as much as before. I really feel much better. I have more energy. I do things I haven't done for a long time. I think I wrote in a message on YouTube one day that I went to vacuum my car. I haven't done that for years. I mean, myself. No,
Well, and you were
the
you
other
were
night,
inspired to do it. Not only did you have the
oh,
energy, but you had the
yeah,
inspiration to spend your energy vacuuming your car.
yeah. I mean, it's small things. Friday night, I brought my son to and his cousins to play bowling. I mean, I haven't done these things for years because I've been so tired, you know. And when you're tired and sick, you only think about work, of course. I mean, I'm happy that I'm able to work, dialysis, sleeping. I mean, you don't think about anything else. But now I feel that I'm coming back thanks to this small exercise. I mean, it's really amazing.
That's awesome. So when you're give us a little for those of us who don't really know what dialysis is, can you just give us an example of what you're dealing with? Because that can drain you in itself. Like you have to go somewhere and have something done. So explain to us what dialysis is.
Oh, so I go to the hospital and to the dialysis, and then they put me. I put me in a bed in the hospital, and then they put two nails in the arms,
Yeah, the
in the
needles.
arm,
Uh-huh.
needles. Yeah, one needle the in for the blood
Oh,
to get
to
in, and
insert
one for the
something.
blood
Uh-huh.
to get out. And then they connect me with a machine that cleans the blood. So for 4 hours, you are connected, and this machine,
4
thanks,
hours. Wow.
yeah, 4 hours. But it's okay. I mean, we have Netflix, YouTube to watch something.
You watch a lot of shows. So basically, you don't have your kidneys, so the dialysis machine is actually cleaning your kidneys for you. How often do you
It
have to
is cleaning
do?
the blood. It's
Oh,
cleaning the
okay.
blood.
Yeah,
It
cleaning the
is doing
blood.
the work that the kidney does. Yeah,
How
three
many
times a week.
Okay, because I was wondering how frequently do you have to clean your blood, you know?
Yeah, it would be. I would go 4 times a week, but I go Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday afternoon. I go
Do you
for
feel
4.
different, like, the day before your blood is not clean and then the day you go clean your blood, do you feel refreshed or different? Like, can you tell the difference when your blood's
Yeah, the
needing
day
cleaning?
after, the day after the cleaning, I can feel the difference.
Like a better?
Especially,
Like you feel better?
yeah, the day after, yes, because the same day I come home and I go directly to bed. Maybe I eat something because I'm really weak and apathic.
Tired.
Like
Yeah.
I'm really tired.
Your
Yeah,
body's been working. I'm curious if you rebounding and that, you're strengthening your heart muscle and you're
yeah,
strengthening the flow of the
yeah.
blood and the oxygen in the blood. I'm wondering if the kidney blood flow is happening, better, and I know you don't have kidneys, but I'm just talking about, I wonder if the dialysis is moving better through your
I'm
veins
sure.
because of it.
I'm really sure about that because I've had my blood work done as well. And last week we do it once a month.
Okay.
And last week the results were amazing. I was so happy because especially Kalium. How do you say it? Kalium.
Is it
So this,
Kali are you saying Callium? Is that I've never
yeah,
heard that word before, but Callium is what? It's like a iron in the blood or something? It's some kind of
No, it's the substance that you can find in fruit. If you do sports, you have to eat more of it.
are you,
Potassium? Do you say potassium?
we have
No.
potassium and
Sodium
we
and
have
kalium.
okay, kalium. It's not calcium.
No, it's kalium.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
not
Yeah, I'll look it
calcium,
up.
it's
I've
kalium.
never heard it before, but
No.
potassium, sodium, kalium. Okay.
Yeah, so it's dangerous for the heart if it's too high. And you can find kalium in fruit and vegetables. So we have to be very careful about that. Like vegetables, we have to boil in a lot of water. And fruit, you can only have a small fruit a day. But the kalium this month was within the rate for a normal person. So I was really happy because that means that even if I do on a slight bounce, like for maximum 15 minutes a day, split it in 2 or 3 times, my body is working. I mean, it's consuming the kalium. So that's really, really good for me.
Does that mean that
It's
the
great.
kalium has to get into the cells and now that it's not in the bloodstream, it's going inside the cell? Is that what's happening?
No, I think it's consumed by the muscles.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to
Because
understand.
kalium is a substance that they uh, say to sportsmen to drink a lot of beverages with kalium in it
Okay, like we have
because they consume. Hmm?
electrolytes. Is it like electrolytes? Because we use electrolytes when we're working out a lot. Is that
It could
different?
be. I'm not good at this, but
No,
it's
it's okay.
something that you consume when you are moving and doing sports.
Okay. Yeah, I
So
know we have like Gatorade and things like that that have,
yeah,
like that
maybe
have
they have
electrolytes.
kalium in it.
Okay.
Mm, mm,
Okay,
mm.
cool. Well, I won't we don't have to press the matter. I was just trying to understand, the role of calcium, I guess.
Yeah, I think it is consumed while you are by the muscles when you are doing sports. So I'm not able to do sports like running. I do run a little bit on the rebounder sometimes, just like 5 minutes, but I can't do much. But the little I do is doing great for me, really.
Yeah, a
So
little
I'm so
bounce.
happy. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, so you said you have increased energy, you have better calcium, you think your blood's moving faster. Are you sleeping better?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is your
much, much
body
better.
changing at all? Is your body shrinking or getting tighter? Are you feeling
Well,
muscles?
this is difficult because I don't urinate, you know. I don't have kidneys, so I don't pee anymore. So they stabilize your weight in the hospital. So I have lowered the weight with uh, almost 2 pounds.
Okay.
Because I feel that I get because everyone when you go to do the dialysis, they weight you and you bring from 1 kilo to 3 kilo of weight, depending on how much you drink and eat. Mm? So when I've been feeling a little bit more fluffy and like watery eyes and like yeah, when you can't
Like
put the
puffy. You've
vein
been
up,
more puffy.
puffy, yeah.
Yeah.
So I probably lost some weight as well. Yeah, I think so. Uh, and but I don't know how much. For now, I've lost 2 pounds.
Yeah,
Let's
I was
say.
just wondering, are your clothes feeling different? Because I haven't lost a lot of weight, but I've shrunk 2 sizes. So my
Yeah.
muscles and my bone density are getting heavier and the fat weighs less than the bone. And so as the fat's going away and the water's going away, the muscles are taking that number. that the fat was before, but my body's
Yeah.
shrinking.
I think I've been shrinking a little bit here around this because
Yeah,
my
your
bra is
torso.
getting a little bit looser.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And, let's
Uh,
say, do you know what day you're on? Are you counting your days?
let's see. I'm on day. Let's see, 7 plus today. What day is it? 31 plus 16. That makes 40.
Oh,
Maybe
are you
54.
doing it every day like some of us?
Yeah, I've been doing it every day.
Okay, so today was day, I think 46. I'm looking at my
Okay, so if
video.
it's 46 plus 7, because I started on Christmas, so it's 53.
Yeah, yes, it's today's 47. So 47 plus 7 is what, 54.
Oh, 54.
54.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm on my 54th day. I've been doing it every day, but thanks to you, Lydia.
Aw, thank
Yeah.
you. Why do you say thanks to me? What makes you wanna do it every day? Just so that the listeners can be inspired, like, help them understand why does that inspire you?
Well, for many reasons, because it inspires me to see you do this every day and see your results. And I'm so happy, and I hope, really do hope that a lot of people, you'll have a lot of followers, so that you can inspire the whole world. Because I mean, we are a lot of people that can't do like gymnastics or like this, like
Like
the trophy girls.
the high kicks, you know?
Yeah, yeah. We can't do it, at least not now. But to begin with, this is good for everyone. I mean, for people that sick, that have health problems, or not, like who wants to lose weight, for everything. I mean, it's just a perfect sport.
Right. Well, and it's
Really.
a whole, let's talk about that. This is a whole body workout. And what we mean
Yeah.
by that is my intention for getting on was just to create some kind of a movement in my body. And at the time, I talk about how, I mean, at 55 years old, my legs from my kneecap down to my ankles were starting to hurt and throb. And like when I was laying in the bed, and I'm like, I knew enough about my life to know I think I just need to move more. If I moved more,
Yeah.
my circulation would be thriving and I wouldn't be, my legs were screaming, you need to move more. And
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
decided that Barbara O'Neill's video where she talks about, hey, if you just did 1 minute a day, that opens the lymphatic system. And if you did
Yeah.
10 minutes twice a day, that can open your lymphatic system twice. And then there was that guy named Dave Hall, and he says, I'm fit and healthy, and all I do is 10 minutes a day. And I thought, 10 minutes a day, okay, I can do that. I can
Yeah.
commit to that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, that's really a great news for all of us, and I just would like to tell the whole world about it.
Well, go
Huh?
ahead.
Yeah. Yeah,
BB and
we'll
I,
try.
yes, BB and I were just talking before we hit the record button, and she lives in Italy and speaks Italian. And she was saying that, she would love for more Italians to understand the benefits of this kind of easier option for movement in your life. And for those of you who don't know, 10 minutes of rebounding is almost equal to a 40-minute walk. And so, how many of us know that walking for 40 minutes is beneficial? Yes, but who has the discipline and who has the time to go do that every single day? And BB even told me she was even walking already and it wasn't giving her the kinds of experience and results that the rebounding has now influenced her body with, right?
Yes, because I couldn't be consistent with the walking, as I can be consistent with the rebounder.
It's so
So
convenient. It's so convenient. You don't have to be dressed up. You don't have to go outside. You don't have to worry about the weather. You just hop on
So
it for
I do
10
it in my
minutes.
pajama. The other day I was cooking with my apron, and I had 10 minutes as let's go on the rebounder with the apron and everything. I mean, you can do it whenever you want. When I come home for lunch, maybe I don't even take my jacket off.
That's
I
funny.
mean,
If you know, you
yeah.
found me after Thanksgiving, but on Thanksgiving, I was getting ready for my, friends or whatever, and I put on a turkey apron like that you cook in, and I ended up
Yeah.
bouncing and jumping in my
Yeah.
turkey
Oh, you
apron.
did. Oh, okay.
Just like
Yeah, that's
that,
really funny. Yeah.
and part of like, for anyone who doesn't know this channel, part of the thing I do is like, I try on clothes that are too tight in order to say, okay, here's the first time I'm trying these clothes on. Now let's see in 2 months or 3 months or even a year, how do these outfits fit me after just rebounding 10 to 15 minutes a day? And so I jump in dresses, I jump in, tops and jeans and pants and all kinds of stuff just to show you all that things don't fit now, but I'm hoping they'll fit later.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great.
So even aprons,
Oh,
you can even jump in your pajamas, right?
yeah, true. I've done that lots of time. And with the robe,
And
my husband laughs all the time.
one thing that I hated, I don't know if there's people out there like me, but I'm just going to share. I hate sweating. Like, I don't like the feeling of getting dirty and sweating and having all that water on me. And I know it's good. I know a lot of people probably love it because it feels cleansing. I'd rather cleanse in a shower or whatever. So I don't love sweating. And so getting on a rebounder and doing my little workout, I get all this benefit, but I don't have to get sweaty and gross, and then I can just keep moving.
Yeah, me too, because I actually didn't think it had that such a good influence on the calcium because I knew that you had to sweat to get rid of the calcium because they always say that you here in Italy at least say that you lose calcium if you sweat. But I never sweat, so I didn't think it had that beneficial. You don't need to sweat to
To have health benefits, right?
no, no, you don't need to. So that's a good part too.
Yeah.
Then
So, is there anything that maybe we haven't covered that let me ask you, when you first started, and I know that your rebounder, you have a balance bar. When you first started, did you feel less stable than you do now after, 54 days of doing this?
for me it depends on the day because I have very low blood pressure. I have like the highest is like 80, 85 through 40. So some days it's a little bit higher and I feel
Lightheaded.
okay.
Oh, okay. You're
But
talking about the opposite. You feel good, but other
yeah,
days
some
when
days
it's
I feel
low.
good and other days it's a little bit lower. It's really doesn't need much to get become very low. So I need the bar. I'm really happy I got it because some days I don't use it, some days I do, some days I can do a little bit more than a health bounce, but some days I just stand there bouncing, holding on to the bar, and it's really helping me a lot. I'm so happy I got it
Good. And you
together.
have a unique one. You were saying in Italy it was hard to get some of the other, ones that are like selling in America, right?
Actually, I haven't been looking so much for it, but I I think this rebounder I got now, it's a really cheap one, and I think that in a while I will invest in a better one
Yeah.
because now I know that this is, as you say, this is something I will do until I die. I will do it my whole life. I will. I mean, I think now that even if I should go away, I need one to bring with me.
I
I
know.
mean,
And I think about that too. I'm like, wow, the Seller Sizer guy made one that folds in three, like it
yeah,
goes
yeah,
half. and then it folds another time, threefold or whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, if I go live in Italy for 90 days, I need to bring a cellar sizer with me.
Yeah, you can bring it or you can buy one here, but I mean, I think it's necessary. So I will check it up. If I can't buy it here anyway, I know it's a good investment, and I will maybe I can order it from the States. I don't know.
Yeah,
In
maybe I'll
some,
bring you. Maybe I'll
let's
bring
see.
you one with when I come.
Because I have had some issues. But probably because I haven't been doing anything for 5 years, anything, without except walking. But I've had some issues with my knees, with my back. But I've been continuing rebounding because, as you say, I think it's important to continue because the lymphatic system will take care of it. So I've been careful for a couple of days, and then the ache it's gone away. But I don't know. It depends if it depends on the type of rebounder, because they say that the cellular sizer is much better
Yeah,
to
they
your
say
joint.
this is what I've done a lot of research, and this is what they say. They say like the cheap, kind of Chinese ones or whatever that don't have the springs. There's a lot of cheap ones that have springs, but what you want to look for is the fat in the middle and then it graduates down. And then the fact that there's two springs for each
Yeah.
connection to the frame. That way, when I'm jumping, I've popped a spring before, but this one was still stable, and so it didn't cause me to fall off balance and fall out of my rebounder. So the double spring, in my opinion, especially if you're elderly or can't handle a fall, is get a rebounder that's
Uh,
stable. The
yes.
other thing is that I just want to encourage you that if you are having knee, ankle, back issues, just be gentle and pay attention to your body, because it could be a cheap rebounder that's causing it, but you don't know until you really listen to your body. And then maybe take one day off and go, is my body feeling better when I don't rebound? I mean, let's just check in with that, because they
Oh,
do.
I don't want to take one day off. I mean, no, it's like I'm like addicted to it. I have to get up on it at
That's
least
so
for a
funny.
couple of minutes or 5 minutes. Yeah, it's really
you,
funny
I have.
because it makes you feel young, also young, and I can move like I can't move without the rebounder. On the rebounder, I feel much.
More agile, more flexible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. You're so funny because I interviewed Judy, who's 90 years old, and she got inspired to get on the rebounder after seeing me too. She was like, I could do that. I could do what Lydia's doing. And so she tried it, and she's already upgraded from her bungee cords to her cellar sizer. And she loves the
Oh,
spring. She said there's no comparison to this from what she was
yes,
doing. But I agree with you. Make sure that you're going to be committed to the act, and then you can make the investment. If it becomes something
yes,
that is a challenging investment, then you want to wait and make sure you're going to really use it. And I have a great rebounder, and I have a link in my rebounder videos. My rebounder, I've had it next to the cellar sizer, and it's identically made. Mine, I don't know. I haven't talked to the manufacturer, but mine might be an older model. He might have come and created his later. I don't know. I've got to do the research, but mine is awesome, and I've had it for 20 years. And so mine's called a NEDAC, and I put a link in my video so people can see what I'm
yes. That's
bouncing
what I
on.
thought.
And so, like,
Mm-mm.
it doesn't have all the marketing and all the hype that the other ones have. And so, of course, everyone knows about the ones that are, more talked about online. So I don't know. I haven't owned a seller sizer. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but they're very comparable by identical model.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the way they're made is almost identical. Like they both have the
Okay.
graduated springs. There's two of them.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
Colette brought hers over to my house, and I was able to put my cellar sizer next to her. I mean, my rebounder
Oh,
next to her cellulizer, and then we were able to compare. So I don't know. Maybe one day I'll affiliate with a cellulizer. I don't know, but I'm not jumping on one, so I'm not saying much about it because I don't know. I mean, I don't want to talk about something that I don't have experience with.
of course,
Like
of
I
course.
only refer things that I have experience with, when I'm talking about them. So, but I
Mm.
but I did, get to see it. So anyway, is there anything else before we leave the community? The world needs to know about Bibbi and her addiction to rebounding.
Well, I would like to share another thing.
Okay.
And thanks to this rebounding, and thanks to you, Lydia, and to Barbara O'Neill, and thanks to Jump Instead, I started the plant-based starch solution diet. And it's really important for me because, when you don't pee, you can't drink much. So now I'm talking to dialysis
Yeah, for
patients.
dialysis. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I've been taking away uh, fat, oils, and dairy products.
Dairy and flat
Dairy.
and oils.
Yeah. And for me, it's like a paradise because I'm not thirsty. I'm not thirsty anymore. I've been living this nightmare for 3 years now. When you're thirsty all the time and you can't drink, you have to limit yourself to one little bottle, like half liter a day, and it's really difficult. It's really, really difficult. But since I've started this diet, I don't feel thirsty anymore.
Wow. I
It,
wonder what that's from. Like, I wonder what's happening in the body that causes your body not to need
I
water.
haven't. I still use salt, and so it's not the salt that makes you thirsty. That's really funny. It must be the oil, the fat.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's the dairy products. I think it's the fat.
Well, there's fat in dairy products, but let me say this
Yeah.
idea, okay? Let's talk about this idea. So, I'm not a scientist and we're not giving medical advice. We're just talking
No, no, no,
about
no, no.
like
Yeah.
there I know
Yeah.
I have to say that from protection for protection on the channel. So nobody takes us as giving medical advice. But I'm just curious because I know a little bit about the body and I know that when you put toxic things that don't aren't synergistic with your cells inside the environment, then your body needs fluid to dilute the toxic environment so that the cells can stay alive and thrive in a non-toxic environment. And maybe something that was happening that you were putting in your body caused the cells to need more water so that it could dilute the environment. And so the natural course to train you to bring, the cells are going, bring more water, bring more water. We have to survive.
Yeah.
And so the thirst mechanism is a message to get more water in the body because you're thirsty. So I don't know, but maybe your body is healthier with whatever you're doing now and it doesn't need
Yeah.
all the excess water to survive.
Yeah. Because everything I drink stays till I go to the next
Dialysis.
dialysis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I don't
does
need
does
that
the
much water.
how Barbara O'Neill talks about the Celtic sea salt opens up the cell to get the water inside the cell, and then you have less excess fluid in the areas that are between the cells. So, does that
Yeah.
help you to have salt in your diet so that the water goes inside the cells for storage?
I don't know, but we use good salt, whole like it's not the Celtic salt, but something similar because we have salt,
You have salt mines in
Italian
Italy.
salt. Yeah, yeah, we have the whole salt thing that's got a lot of minerals and there's nothing added to it. And so we always use this good salt to
Yeah.
everything. Mm.
You know, I
So,
want to give I want to give a shout out to Italy. I want to congratulate Italy for being the first country in the world to take a stand against fake created meat from science. And I love that Italy is taking that stance.
oh, so you know about that in
It's
the
all over
States?
the well, I follow things like that because I was in the
Yeah.
farming in the industry. In fact, speaking of the farming industry, the people in Parma from the Parmigiano people who have to have the dairy cows to make the Parmigiano, they contacted us at our farm to they were in drought conditions where the grass wasn't getting grown and they couldn't feed their cows. And so they were reaching out to us to ask us if we had any scientific ways on tables to grow grass for cows because you can't rely on the earth to grow the grass because we were doing hydroponics. And so they were looking for high tech solutions to be able to grow grass in
Ah,
racks
that's
on racks
really
and on
interesting.
tables.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when there is drought, people don't realize this, but because I was in hydroponics, when there is drought and conditions where the food cannot be grown in the earth the way that it was supposed to be grown, we will have a food shortage that we're not aware of. And so hydroponics is a solution for being able
Mm,
to grow food not in the ground. So you can
yeah.
grow it in water and on tables, and you can grow 10 times the amount of food on 1 acre that you used to have to take 10 acres of land to produce the same
You
amount
can
of
do it in
vegetables.
layers.
You can do it vertical or you could do it on because the way we used to put the seeds, they were so close together and then it was so efficient with using the water. So kind of like your dialysis, the water would flood into the trough, the plants would drink from the roots, and then we would drain the water out and put it in a reservoir. And then when it's time again, we turn on the water and they would drink and then we would drain it. And that way using recycled water instead of the way that agriculture works now. We spray all this water on top of soil
Yeah,
and it gets a little bit gets drunk by the plants, but the rest of it gets wasted and brought back into the atmosphere. So
yeah,
there's a matching water shortage that's going to happen along with the food shortage, and they're predicting in 2030. So you got to get prepared and know these things and get ready for how are you going to be able to grow food even around your home, for people who need to rely on the grocery store for everything, you know.
yeah.
There's
Yeah, we have to
a
think
lot
about a lot
going
of
on.
things. Yeah,
There's a
I did
lot
have
going.
my own, how do you say it, garden, but
Yeah. Yeah.
a garden. How do you say it? Like
Like
where I grew my vegetables.
yes, like a
But
garden.
it's
Yeah.
hard work. It's hard work.
Yeah, at least you know how to do it, so if you ever have to go back to that, you'll know how to do that. But yeah, just to finish what we were saying about the meat, did you what I are you just surprised that we know about that? Because that's a big deal.
Yes, I'm kind of surprised because no, actually, I'm not looking much at television. I don't look at the news because it's all only horrible
It's
stuff,
negative.
and
Yeah, I learned about that on the internet. I wasn't watching television either. I watch YouTube.
yeah, yeah. But I so I don't know actually how much they are speaking about it here in Italy. I know that it's true, and but I didn't realize it was a thing abroad. Uh,
Yeah.
but that's
It's smart. I
interesting.
mean, there are things that are like laws that are changing in America, like in California, you have to list like if you're, like if your product contains things that cause cancer or carcinogens or whatever, now you have to list it on the door when you walk into the restaurant, like
Oh,
food contains carcinogens or whatever. And
no.
so like other states don't have that, but in California you can learn when you're walking into a fast food restaurant, we do not use real meat or whatever. And so they have to say it. Now, is it going to
Well,
stop our
maybe that's good. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but I mean, is it gonna stop our addictions to it? Probably not. We actually are still probably gonna be addicted. We're gonna have to take ourselves responsible for changing our behavior because we can't rely on the government or the food systems to do it for us. We have to make those decisions for ourselves, right?
You mean to go to plant?
I'm just saying not eating things that aren't real. Like
Yeah,
that's our
yeah.
responsibility, like the manufacturers can make it. We choose what goes into our hole right here.
Yeah,
So
because we don't know what will happen. I mean, in a couple of generations, what will it do to us? I mean, yeah,
look
like
what's happening to the
many other
children
things.
now, the babies and the children, like diabetes and all these things are happening in children that didn't happen until you were in your 50s and 60s before. So it's happening a lot faster. So it's really sad.
Yeah.
So, on a positive note, we'll get back to positivity. We appreciate you being in the community, having a wonderful journey and story to share with us. And we appreciate when you come online. I know you're at work during the day and then you come home and you see us on there chatting in the American time zones, right? And then
Yeah.
you chat with us and connect with us and watch the videos after the fact and get inspired. And we love having you in the community, and I really hope one day I really can meet you, but on your neck of the woods in Italy. That's where I want to go.
Yeah, we are waiting for you here, Lydia, and I hope that you in a short future, close future, you can travel around and inspire the whole world
Just move a
to
little more, right? Move a little
yeah,
more.
yeah.
That's the goal. We don't have to be
You don't need to do too so much. You can do
a
a little
little.
and yeah, yeah. Thank you
Pic
so very
what would
much,
that be?
Lydia.
Piccola? A little piccola? How would we say
Poco, solo
un
poco.
po.
Piccolo
Yeah,
is
poco.
small, but poco poco, sì.
Yeah, poco
Little.
poco. So, you know what would be a dream is the big cathedral that everybody sees in Milan with the big square, whatever that is. That would be
Yeah.
fun
Oh,
to
we can
set
jump
up
there.
rebounders with that being in the background because that's a landmark,
Oh,
for Milan,
that
right?
would be great.
Yeah, that would
Let's
be
do that.
fun. Let's have that as a goal, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's do that.
Okay. Good. Well, you
Okay.
get yourself healthy and then we'll go do it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Bibbi, for your time today and sharing your story with everyone out there in the world. And I encourage you. You said you wanted to go share it with the Italian community. I encourage you to put your channel together and get out there and let the world know what's available for them to feel better and to have better health.
Yeah, I'll do my best. Okay, thank
Yeah.
you, Lydia. Thank you for everything.
Thank you. We'll see you online. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye. We've reached the end of this episode. If you'd like to continue with this motivational journey, be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you won't miss out each time we load a new episode. If you have an inspirational story to share or want to let us know about a potential guest, we'd love to hear about it. Contact us at avantiwellness.com. See you next time, and remember, change is good.